It came in the form of a text message to Sheriff Paul Birch during the midday Mobile talk show on FM Talk 106.5.
Squirrel Vereen on the text line says, I would love to hear the sheriff's assurance to the law-abiding public that rioting or interfering with law enforcement operations will not be tolerated. This kind of thing should be in a public service announcement. So your reaction to that, of course, is all in the backdrop of Los Angeles.
It is, and we're getting some intel that there may be some protests in Mobile this weekend, and we're preparing for it.
That intel Sheriff Birch was referring to has been advertised on social media for several weeks. This Saturday, Mobile residents dissatisfied with recent actions by President Trump are once again set to join the No Kings National Day of Defiance with a protest in front of Government Plaza. This is video from one that occurred back in April. But it's the protest in L.A. that had already grabbed Sheriff Birch's attention, and he left no doubt about how he's feeling about it.
But it angers me when I see these rioters trying to pull barricades out of the hands of police officers and shoving police officers to try to grab the barricades and break the perimeter. I can tell you they do that in Mobile, Alabama. The orthopedic hand surgeons are going to have one hell of a weekend to start fixing hands. Because, that barricade can become a weapon.
Within minutes, those words were bouncing back and forth between chat rooms and cell phones, some delighted, some disgusted, and some bewildered.
Over and over again, we say we are nonviolent. We do not condone property destruction or vandalism. We are here to express our opinions, and anything other than that actually runs counter to the cause.
Mara Mandyke is with Indivisible Mobile, the group organizing Saturday's protest. She says previous protests have been peaceful, with hundreds of local senior citizens among their most vocal participants. She worries bringing up the specter of violence might give potential troublemakers ideas.
I understand that he is protective of law enforcement. We are too, but we want law enforcement to be protective of us. But not everybody's going to hear that in the same way, and we just don't. We've had some social media exchanges that suggest that there are people who are kind of itching for trouble, and we certainly don't want law enforcement to give them the go-ahead on that.
Later this afternoon, I spoke with Sheriff Birch about the reaction to his comments.
There were questions being asked that were hypothetical. What if that happened in Mobile? But I don't anticipate anything like that here. We've had some, protests in the past, and they've been very peaceful and organized. And I don't expect anything different if people protest this weekend.
And you firmly believe that people have that right?
Absolutely. That's I've said before with you and with other people, the very first duty of mine as the sheriff is I'm a constitutional officer and defend the constitutional rights of citizens. So that's my first and foremost priority, and that is their God-given right to peacefully protest.